and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions of the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I always feel like that's a mouthful to say, but it's probably not. These concealers are claimed to be really full coverage and everyone's going mad for them because they're a drugstore concealer and only £4. Seems like you've got nothing to lose. It's £4. Like, how amazing is that? But I'm not going to give away too much about what I think of these concealers and everything. So without saying too much, I do want to watch the rest of the video obviously to see what I do think. And yeah, so if you want to know my opinions and thoughts and how I use the Revolution concealers, then just keep on watching. So to start off with my skin before we get into the concealer, I am going to use my B6 prep spray. And then I'm going to go in with my Naked Skin Ultra Weightless Foundation, and this is in the colour 3.5. I'm going to be popping that onto the back of my hand. I feel like I haven't used this foundation in so long. And then I'm going to add some of my Barry Liquid Chrome drops. I'm just taking my Real Techniques sponge. So excited to try these concealers by Revolution. I've seen so many people talking about them and trying them. Oh my god, my dog just came in. I didn't even realise. Can you see him there? I'm using the Naked Skin foundation because it's a medium to full coverage, and I'm not applying too much of it because I really want to see how well the concealers perform, and I want to see the true coverage of them without applying a full coverage foundation underneath, just to see how much they're actually going to cover up. So I'm just zooming you in a bit so you can get an actual look at how my skin is now. That's just with the Naked Skin foundation. As you can see, it's medium coverage at the moment. I could build it up to full, but that's what we're going to use the concealers for. So I've got the Revolution concealers here. I've got shade C6 and C7. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the concealers. I think I'm going to use shade C6. I'm going to swatch them on the back of my hand as well so you can see. But they don't make it easy to get into it. So I just want to show you the difference between this is C6 and this is C7. C7 has more of a warm undertone to it, and C6 is more of a brighter kind of cool tone concealer, which I think I'm going to be perfect using the C6. And C7 for maybe when I have more of a tan and I just want to do cover-ups on any blemishes. And you can get these from Superdrug and they're £4. They launched on the 3rd of January as well. So it's quite thick. It has a doe foot applicator. It has a hard tip at the top, right there as you can see. And I'm just gonna load it up and pop some on. So I'm finding when you do pop it in, obviously it is coming across full coverage, but I do find I have to go in a few more times to build it up just a little bit. But I'm going to blend out of my Real Techniques Beauty Blender. It's blending out quite nicely and it is giving quite a nice coverage. It's blended out really evenly, so it's not looking really cakey on the skin and it's not building up too much either. So overall it has blended out really nicely and it has gave me quite a nice coverage. I am just going to use the C6 shade, which I use under my eyes, just to pop it on any blemishes where I can just see a little bit of redness poking through. It's applied onto my eyelids nicely and it doesn't appear to be creasing. I've just zoomed you in a little bit more so you can actually see how it looks onto the skin. It is supposed to dry down to a matte finish, and as you can see there is still a little bit of the shine on there, but I'm going to powder anyway, so I don't mind too much about it being a little bit shiny still. That could be that they have the liquid chrome drops underneath that's still giving it that iridescent glow. But I'm going to go ahead and powder using my De Slick powder. And I always set my face now with powder because, as you know, I have oily skin if you watch my videos. So I always have to set my face with a powder. I'll be taking the powder quite well as well. It's not cakey, but I am actually really liking how it looks with the powder on top. It's kind of giving me like a blurred out effect, which looks really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back and summarise my thoughts on the Makeup Revolution concealer. Now that I've put on the rest of my face and I look 10 times better than what I did, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the concealer and what I think. So I have researched quite a lot about it and I've got the facts. So let's just jump straight into it. So the Revolution concealer is £4 and it launched on the 3rd of January. It is a matte finish. It didn't dry down matte for me like the All Nighter concealer, but I mean it still gave a really nice payoff. It has a doe foot applicator and the concealer contains 18 shades, which I think is absolutely amazing for a drugstore concealer and any brand to actually think about that there's a lot more skin tones to everyone. And I just think that coming from a drugstore brand, I don't know why it is that they don't normally bring out so many shades, but I am really happy that they have, because it can cater to really fair tones and also really dark skin tones too. The concealer contains 3.4ml of product in there, and just for reference, the All Nighter concealer is 3.5ml, and then your Tarte Shape Tape is 10ml. So I think Tarte Shape Tape is like, I didn't know in dollars, I think it's like $25. The All Nighter concealer, that one is £20, I think, if I remember correctly. And then obviously you have your Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer at £4, which is an absolutely amazing price. I mean, for £4 you could get, I don't know how many for the price of the other ones. But let's just talk a little bit about the coverage and the payoff of what I personally thought. So also to mention, the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer is vegan and cruelty free. That's what at least it said on the Superdrug website. So don't 100% quote me on it, but that's what it said on there when I read it up. Let's just see what the actual website says. Off the Superdrug website, it says a concealer for everyone. 18 shades ranging from fair to deep in cool, neutral and warm undertones. Lightweight yet full coverage concealer to cover blemishes, even skin tone and counteract dark circles. A matte finish that won't setting or I think they've messed that one. Long wearing intense pigment that can also be used to contour and add definition. Our large doe foot applicator allows for smooth application that won't drag on the delicate skin under the eyes. So it claims to be full coverage. It's supposed to cover up any blemishes or dark circles, and it's supposed to give you a matte finish without setting or accentuate fine lines and pores. So I'm just going to have a look up close at my under eyes. It has slightly creased under my eyes, only very slightly. I don't know whether that's due to the powder that I've used underneath, like on top of it. But overall, I think the concealer is an absolute amazing value for money at £4. The colour payoff is really nice, and they have quite a few shades on there, which I think is really nice, obviously, because you don't want to go to the Superdrug, find a really nice concealer that everyone loves and they don't have your shade. So I'm really happy that they have brought out 18 shades, and it is full coverage. I'm not going to say it's not, because it is, but I have tried more fuller coverage concealers compared to it. I've never tried Shape Tape, but I have heard that it's a dupe for that. But the only thing that I can really compare it to, which I know is full coverage, is my All Nighter concealer. And I would definitely say the All Nighter concealer dries down matte quicker and it is very full coverage. The Makeup Revolution one is full coverage, it's just not as full coverage. But for a drugstore concealer, I think it's amazing. I think it's a really good concealer, especially in the drugstore community. I think it's definitely full coverage for a drugstore concealer, and I definitely do think that it is going to be a very popular launch. I recommend and try this concealer for yourself. I think it's a really nice concealer. It does what it says. You can also use the darker shades to contour with, which is what I've seen a lot of people do. And I do think that it is worth a try, and I definitely will be using it, because for £4, I mean, it's amazing. £4, like, it has amazing coverage. It looks really nice on the skin. It blurs out any imperfections. It covers any dark circles. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Give it a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think about the Revolution concealers, and if you tried them before as well, and what you thought about it. But yeah, without further ado, thank you so much for watching my video. Subscribe down below if you want to, and I will see you in my next one.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying.